the metal may be of decent use in your current struggle.
Gorkum's never been stabbed with one of these type of weapons then.
They
Cash can
should
tell
really
you more.
Said there were 4
Cash, I keep
spears,
calling
a
you
great
Jeff.
axe, and how many swords?
Your
2
wizard can tell
scimitars,
you
1
more.
great axe, 4 of these rods. They should help in particular with the devil, though they are fine weapons themselves. I must admit, I haven't been entirely forthright with you all. Some things have changed recently, and I find myself in a position that is a little challenging. So, going forward, Gorkum is ignoring me. I hope to gain your trust and survive this mess, I suppose.
Can I assume that these are finely made weapons that are spectacular?
Roll an investigation check. It's fucking shiny as hell, man. Very fun, nice.
Anyway,
I
they work against devils. It's very complicated. Anyway, I have a contact near the entrance of the tunnels who may be able to get us through a little bit quicker.
Excuse me. You hear Airbus from the back because I'm going to make him talk that way all night because he's not here.
Yes, Arborist.
I believe you were saying something important before you got cut off, and then you changed the subject.
I don't know what you're referring to. My contact near the tunnels.
You said you wanted to be honest with us, and then you started talking about the contract.
No.
More
So
I
is
don't
the
think I said.
contract
No, I
not
don't think I said that. I don't think I said anything like
I'm
that.
just really Actually, hold on. Let's see. Where's this guy? Hold on. He's just. Let me see what he's got. I'm fairly certain you said that you had something to confess. Is the contact your uncle?
No. Why would he be my uncle?
Old neighbor? Did you take it?
No, let's not get into that now.
Oh.
Perhaps at a later date.
He holds his hands up and slowly backs off. Sorry.
Though I do suggest that we best move with haste.
Alright.
Gorkum, I just gave you that. Don't point it at me. Oh, all right, sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's an X. Alright. So. Let me find. I know. I can work with this to make something else. Alright, so we need a great axe for Gronkum, correct? I'm assuming?
Great X for Gorkum. And then scimitars for... No one can really use scimitars.
Yeah, or is not
Arborist?
proficient with anything there.
I don't think I can even use a scimitar.
Gorkum can.
We're just gonna tie all 3 weapons to Gorkum, and it will be great.
Okay. Sometimes a weapon that you're not super scoped out for is better than a weapon that does no damage at all.
Very true.
That's only if you can hit your target. And a high AC creature trying to hit it with a +0 or a +3 is not ideal.
Aha, that's where the rods come in. You didn't tell him about the rods.
Yeah, the rods.
You
Did you
described them
tell
as
me about
short
the rods?
spears.
They're like roddy short spears.
Do I even know what these rods do, or did you just give me rods?
The general gist, you know what they do.
Okay.
You've never really got a chance to use them before, but you know what they do. Essentially, if you can basically pierce any demon, devil, or creature that may need such weapons, like your friend that's been following you, if you place enough in them, or even just a few, it could potentially weaken the power it has. Potentially things like its immunity to spells, its different abilities. May make it hurt less too. But you just have them. The other weapons are adamantine weapons, so they do full damage to it. They are designed specifically for this wonderful purpose. These ones are designed a little bit differently than a typical weapon would be. It's hard to say. But let me see what's Great Axe. Hold on. I'm trying to do two things at once. Don't mind my wishes. D12. Ferris, did you see your weapon yet? You need to be getting this coffee still.
Basically, I've provided the upper hand we need to fight the devil if we run into it again.
Okay.
I don't know if you've been given a leg up.
A leg up. I'll take it. I will
Alright.
also disperse the rods. I'll keep one. I'll give. Let's see. I'll give one to Theris, one to Gronkum. Who else can do melee? One to Airbus.
What are they for?
Poking evil things. They can reduce the power of the devil if it comes back, or anything else. So are we heading to the tunnels then to go the more non-scorching desert route to the desert?
I believe that is the plan.
All right, let me get
If
this.
everyone is in agreement.
All right, Gronkum, your axe is there. Who wanted the sword?
I don't really know.
You
Probably
don't
not
really
Theris or
neither,
Ari.
do you, Dark? Dark.
I'm back.
You
I
don't
think
use
we've met
swords,
Tanya
right?
yet.
I know, I'm just asking him.
I don't use what?
Swords.
No. You mean my current character? No.
Maybe you're
Can
a
you
zombie.
use swords? Can you use them?
Or are you talking about Wolfguard?
No, we just had a couple swords that no one was using.
No. There's no point in me using swords.
I mean, come on, wizard and sorcerer, you guys can get in there and show us what you got.
Yeah, I suppose if I've trained with them, I could take one.
I believe you are proficient with them. If you
We're
are,
also proficient with scimitars.
As long as this,
Elves
as long as,
are long sword, short sword, not scimitars.
Foxes?
Oh, good
I
point.
believe scimitar is a separate proficiency.
Let me see. For you, yeah, unfortunately, even with your, let me double check. Actually, yeah, no. your weapon training does not include that.
That's okay.
It's all good. It's all good. Ooh, I also was going to show you something I ran into today that I totally forgot about. What? Wait. Alright. Got that on. Alright, no one needed sword. We'll just make one really quick.
If no one's gonna take him, Gronkum will stick him in his backpack.
I'm just gonna make one. This probably would have just been easier to start with the sword. But, yeah, we've come too far.
Up to you.
Where did you say you put the new Great Axe?
Great Axe is already in your inventory, and you should see an action for it already. You may have to move a tab to get it to update, potentially. Oh, good, I knew what it was all along. I shouldn't have doubted myself.
Okay, I'm just not seeing it.
How about put it in your inventory? No, it's there. It's the very top item in your inventory. Above your other one.
Yeah, I don't see it. I just see Great Axe +1. It's probably on my end.
Yeah, that or maybe updating still. But it's there. Ferris, did you see your new weapon update? I thought I heard his voice. Better he's muted. Alright.
I guess I'll keep one of the scimitars. It's just you don't add proficiency, right? To rolls?
Yeah, I'm dropping it for you.
Okay.
Okay. Do it. Alright, so your inventory. Boop. And then who's taking another one? Gronkum?
Yeah.
Alright, and then that's one goes
If
to you.
nobody else wants it, Gronkum will carry it.
Okay. The other one goes to you. Alright, so you got that, and then the rods.
Okay, I see the scimitar. I do not see the Great Axe, though.
Really? Interesting. Make sure this way. Open. It was there a second ago. Huh. Now it disappeared on my side too. Oh, you also have his old crossbow. Don't forget that.
Yeah, it's in my inventory. It's on my belt.
I will disperse the rods as such.
My,
Gronkum gets two.
my amazing hand crossbows.
Now, do you see the great axe?
I do.
Okay. All right. So you got a great axe and a sword. Leah's got the sword. Leah has the rods for now. If they come up, we'll just remember who has them. Not super duper worried about it. All right. So we got that. We got everyone there. Ferris, did you see your staff yet or no? I'll see fair or not. He'll come back eventually. All right. So to the tunnels?
To the tunnels.
To the tunnels it is. I assume Gronkum is leading per the usual.
I mean, I've got a map,
back.
so I can probably help Gronkum.
Show off you and your fancy maps. Gronkum needs no maps. Unless he wants it.
He simply follows the wind.
All right.
Oh man, the new axe is not as good as the old one.
It comes in handy when needed, though.
It hits devils good. That's what matters.
No more resistances. Who knows? Maybe you can get it enchanted. All right. So, with the map, I'll give you advantage on this. It should be relatively easy. You're not too far off. So basically, from where you are, I'm going to move the token for a second. There's the map again. So, thankfully, there are many kind of entrances. And from what Leah kind of described, you're not going too far down. But you technically are entering a layer of the Underdark. So you probably got like a 2 or 3 hour trip, maybe 4 hours, just getting into those ranges and then heading down to meet your contact, which should be somewhere within near proximity to the cave entrance. So Gronkum, with that, go ahead and roll a survival check with advantage.
Nicely done.
All right. So, you guys make excellent time. Very motivated. By the way, and I'm controlling Airbus for the evening, so if you'd like to do so now, especially knowing our location, feel free to prep your spells for the day.
Oh, yeah.
Quick point of order. How many people needed to eat last night?
How many people needed to eat? I imagine everyone in the party needed to eat.
I probably assume most people wanted to eat. Are you
So-
going to use
I've got 34 rations, so that's why I'm asking. How many do I
Ooh.
take
So
off?
many.
I think basically use what? How many rations a day? It depends on what you're doing, I think. But essentially like one ration per person per day? Or one per... I think you can get away with one per day, right?
Yeah, it's per day. That's what the rations say.
Yeah, so just
A day.
mark it off for whoever ate one. Another good point of order, though, before you leave the Spire area where there are some merchant carts and people that are kind of setting up for the day, as it is early morning, it may not be a bad idea to buy any type of preparation gear you may need and to prepare your spells to head into the Underdark.
I've got my axes and my swords and my
I got-
crossbow. I'm good.
I'm good. If I need anything, I'll just kill something and take it. I think you guys have some ways to make food and water too. I think Bears has access.
Gronkum has access too.
Airbus has
hunting.
Goodberry. Ooh, but does he have it prepared? No. No Goodberry.
Goodberry's the best. It's like a full day's worth of food and water in one.
Yeah,
day.
I gotta redo his spells really quick because he's got like I don't think we're necessarily gonna need Tidal Wave, but that could be really fun. Alright, let's see. Holy shit, he's got a lot of spells. That's just oh, hello. That's awesome. I'm gonna remind him that he has that someday.
Tree stride.
I don't think he remembers that he has that.
Oh, that's pretty fun.
There's a better version you can get later, but that one's pretty cool. Let's see.
Specific but fun.
Control winds, I don't think we're gonna need.
Once per round. Oh, but it's a level 5.
Do we
As long
have?
as he's got healing spells and polymorph, I'm good.
We have
I'm
100
worried.
gold piece diamonds, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
All right, I'm gonna have him prep Greater Restoration
we have 5 of them.
just in case.
just in case. He has Raised Dead. He's got that.
We have 5 tiny diamonds and 2 large diamonds.
If he has any radiant spells, that would be great.
I
I think he said he had at least one.
don't think we need that. I got one more.
What's this lotus in the party sheet?
2 more.
What's the what?
Lotus.
I think it
Oh, that
was
was
the
probably the sword.
It's a
Yeah,
sword.
it is gone now, right?
3 more. Yes, for now. You
Pretty
can leave it
sure.
there though, in case it ever comes back.
All right.
I don't think we need that. What the? Okay.
Also, all these things that nobody else is carrying, Robin is carrying. I'm not sure how much they all weigh.
Let's see what we got here. So we need. Oh, we're definitely going to take good berry. Cure wounds? Sure, let's take that. Why would that be important? I don't think he's smart enough to prep that. Does anyone not have dark vision?
I don't. I have the spell, but I
There's-
don't have it naturally. I don't have it prepared. I can if we need to.
I mean, it's only if you need to. I believe everyone else in the party has dark vision.
I don't know. I don't think Arbus does.
What race is he?
He is
Maybe not. Furboard.
2 more. Oh God. Yeah, let's bring that.
You should have the light cantrip.
That's always fun.
Not, I got firebolt and torches. Oh, I've got the wand of dancing lights, so.
Oh yeah, that thing, and that gets an extra light too.
Yep.
Don't think we need that. Decisions.
I need to get another bag.
We need to get you that bag of holding.
You
Yeah,
know,
is it
I'm gonna
anyone
let.
here? I don't need a bag of holding. I can carry it. I just need a bag. I'm running out of room in my other bag. We're at the tower, right? And there are merchants here.
Yeah, there's like merchant carts. There's nothing super crazy, but you could get some general stuff here. All right, he's all ready to go.
A traveling bag.
Yeah, just a typical traveling bag of decent quality. You could get one for like 5 gold.
Sold.
Like a decently sturdy bag. All right, so is there any cool bags in here? You can't afford that bag. That would be a really funny bag, though.
What kind of bag?
That's for me to know and you to find out. Alright, where's your inventory? Or did you already add one?
I'm adding a backpack now.
Alright. Anyone else need anything before we magically teleport to where we're going, since you rolled a nat 20?
I wouldn't mind a health potion, to be honest.
Health potions you could get. Here, because of the flow and traffic, they are a little bit pricier than they would typically be than in a typical town. You could get a standard healing potion for like 75 gold as opposed to like a typical 50. But you get a feeling there's a reason these people make the trek out here.
Yeah. Maybe
It's
I
easy
don't
enough
need
to
it that
teleport.
bad.
But
I'll take one.
alright, so go ahead and mark off 75 gold and I'll get you a potion. Everybody's just like, alright, so we're going to the cave. And what were you confessing?
Arborist, drop it.
I think we all know what it is, and I think it's time you came clean. You're afraid of the dark, aren't you?
You got me. You really got me.
It's okay. Truth be known, I'm afraid of the dark too.
Just pat his shoulder.
Don't tell the half-orc.
I will keep your secret.
Keep it secret, keep it safe. Alright. So, you got your potion. Oh, I didn't give you your potion. I was like, what the hell is it not coming up for? Potion of healing.
Anyone want a bedtime story?
Yes.
But it's not bedtime anymore.
It is for my daughter. This is a book with no pictures. It might seem like no fun to have someone do a book with no pictures. It probably seems boring and serious, except here's how books work. Everything the words say, the person reading the book has to say. No matter what. That's the deal. That's the rule. So that means even if the words say bark, wait, what? That doesn't even mean anything. Blurf. Wait a second, what? This isn't the kind of book I wanted to read. And I have to say every word the book says?
Get back here.
I'm a monkey who taught myself to read. Hey, I'm not a monkey. And now I'm reading you this book with my monkey mouth and my monkey voice. That's not true. I am not a monkey. Yes, I am a monkey. Also, I'm a robot monkey. What? And my head is made of blueberry pizza. Wait a second. Is this whole book a trick? Can I stop reading, please? No. And now it's time for me to sing you my favorite song. A song, do I really have to sing it? Glug, 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 my face is a bug. I eat ants for breakfast right off the road. What? This book is ridiculous. Can I stop reading yet? No. There are more pages? I have to read the rest? And my only friend in the whole wide world is a hippo named Boo Boo Butt. Boo Boo Butt? And also, the kid I'm reading this book to is the best kid ever in the history of the entire world. Oh, yeah. This kid is the smartest kid too, because this kid chose this book even though it had no pictures. Because kids know this is the book that makes grown-ups have to say silly things and make silly sounds like, oh no, here it comes. Wacko, my grumpa dude. Ay, 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 boo, boo, boo. Ay, blaggity, blaggity, blaggity. Beep, boop, beep, a donkey face. Oh my goodness. Please don't ever make me read this book again. It is so silly. In fact, it is completely and utterly preposterous. Next time, please, 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 please choose a book with pictures. Please, because this is just too ridiculous to read. The end. Bonk. I didn't want to say that.
Beautiful.
Bravo, bravo. You get inspiration, Joachim.
Thank you. Go put your book.
Oh, dude, my first kid we used to read so much. My little one gets books too, but there's just so much to do now. My first one had books memorized. That by the time that he was this age, he would just read back Green Eggs and Ham.
Yeah, she's
You'd
got
read.
this one pretty much
curiosity is-
memorized too.
It's so much fun.
My curiosity is, how do you draw a book with no pictures?
Oh, it's just written. It's all words. It was written by someone from one of the late night news funny programs, like Daily Show or
I think we
something
have
like
that
that.
book here. I think it's no, it's not Jimmy Kimmel. It's what's his face, the other one.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name either.
You have
he
the
just
Sam,
took the book and
Sam
put it away.
Jackson
So
go to bed.
no, my wife.
You haven't seen that one? Look up Samuel Jackson Just Go to Bed.
Oh, I've seen that one. I don't own it, but I've seen it. That one's awesome.
I've seen that one.
I unfortunately don't own a copy. My wife will not let me buy it.
I think it's a
Good Night Moon. The old lady that swallowed a fly. There was a coyote who swallowed a flea, plucked from his knee, that tickly flea. Yippee o ki Like twice a week I have to read that one.
Oh shoot! I
It's
forgot
so
to read.
hard not to say MF afterwards.
Damn,
Hey,
Bruce Willis.
it's too bad that wasn't for damage, Grunton.
Yeah, I know.
No, you're not 20.
Uh,
You know what that one does?
3 times, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, include
Wow.
3 times the modifiers?
You crit that story though, buddy. You crit that story.
Oh, thank you.
All right. So, as you guys approach very rapidly, it only takes about 2 hours to get to the entrance of this system that begins to kind of head down. You do notice it begins to get dark as you kind of look down in before you kind of finally crest over and start heading downhill. One thing you do see, roll some perception checks too. Grunkum, you get advantage because of your super awesome nat 20. And Ferris, did you see your staff yet?
Yeah.
Or can you read your staff? That's an even fairer question.
Yes, I read through all that. Looks pretty cool.
Okay, sweet. Wow, Ari's actually rolling high perceptions.
I know, it's rare.
As the clouds begin to clear, and you look to the northeast, you see just red light coming through the thinning clouds. And as the light kind of gets brighter, the clouds kind of darken with it off in the distance, and it's slowly kind of just moving and spreading.
I'm just looking at it, very concerned.
Arvis kind of looks at it with you guys. What's that?
Nothing good.
So going in the hole, anyone?
Going in the hole.
Sounds like a great time. All right, so let's see. I don't think he has vision. I'm gonna have to keep another thing typing this thing. Can I not do? I'll be damned, I can. Look at that. Alright. He does not. So, are you summoning lights as you go, or are you guys following along with the others?
So I'll use the, unless there's a reason everybody thinks we shouldn't, I'll use the Wand of Dancing Lights.
Everybody's just kind
Grunkum
of like,
stays in the front
All right.
so he doesn't get blinded by the dancing lights.
all right. So as you guys begin, the cool part is you can move him as he goes. So it's actually kind of nice. So as you guys move in the line, because you don't have much choice, it's not a huge paved system. You have a light in front. Light.
Um,
Actually, you can put
how
him
many
wherever you want.
charges does Dancing Lights have? Or does
He-
your wand have?
His one does 4 lights. He can do it when
How many charges though?
it's just unlimited.
Because it's only
cantrip.
like a minute duration.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just a cantrip for the wand. It just does it.
Okay.
I will actually take point on this one.
Good luck getting past Grunkum.
I'll take second point.
I think there's a way to settle this. D&D rock paper scissors.
Ooh.
This should be the way all disputes are settled.
Boulder, parchment, shears.
There you go. All right, so you guys do this.
Rock, paper, scissors isn't a strength competition, Gronko.
It is when Grunkum plays.
You know what?
I was about to say you're playing rock paper scissors with a barbarian.
Like I smashed the rock and the paper and the scissors. I smashed it. All right. So you guys hedge.
No, how do you play D&D rock paper scissors?
Same way you normally play. As you you follow the map, you go in a few tunnels, and you get off to the tunnel where you're supposed to meet the contact. I need everyone to roll a perception check. Advantage if you get anything regarding smell.
What check?
Perception, advantage
this is-
if smell is a bonus
This
for
is
anyone.
particularly odd. I've rolled 2 high perception checks in a row.
Wow.
Something is definitely not right.
Oh wow, Airbus rolled high too. Wow,
Real low.
you're a bunch of perceptive motherfuckers.
Except for me,
Josh
apparently.
rolled a 23, 18. Oh no. 18, 16, 11. Therius rolls a 25.
Wow.
Erebus rolled a 26. Oh, that's a great way to do it. You guys can message me which one you want to pick. This is an excellent way. 2 out of 3. Let's do it. He already sent me what he wanted to do for his first one.
Oh,
Let's do
okay,
it.
okay.
I didn't even think about doing it that way. That's a great way to do it.
How do you whisper again?
Flash with WGM message. Space between each. Except for the slash and W.
So you guys just watch as they stop up front and start playing. You both throw paper.
Again.
You watch as Gronkum throws rock, and Leah at the same time counters with paper. 1 point, Leah. Gronkum's like, I don't
Are you
understand
defeated,
how
Gronkum?
Rock is defeated by a scrawny piece of paper. All right, Leah.
We're doing more.
It's 2 out of
2 out
3.
of 3.
You win it, you take it. You both again throw paper.
Gronkum, I'm gonna throw paper again.
You watch as Leah throws paper, as Grokum throws shears and cuts the paper. 1-1. Oh, the heat is on. Final round.
Gronkum, I'm throwing paper.
You watch as Leah throws a rock and Grokum throws paper.
I haven't had much experience with boulder parchment shears, I must admit.
Gronkin's an old military man.
Standing around.
There's the secret dynamite.
Yo,
My
that's why your character's not here yet. We'll get to that eventually.
My paper-only strategy apparently does not work very well.
It's all right. It's all good.
Is that what you were doing? Paper the
Yeah.
whole time?
Almost. Yeah, and no, every time but one.
I tried to play mind games.
I didn't even notice that until you just pointed that out. And I looked back at chat, and it's like paper.
Really? I was writing parchment, rock, cheers.
No, just for Leah. Those are just Leah's responses.
I did paper 4 times in a row.
Boulder.
Difficult to play mind games with someone without a mind.
True. That was my first mistake.
All right, so Gronkum's up front. You're right behind Gronkum. So you're at the turnoff. You guys smell a horrible, rancid, just disgusting smell emanating from this cave.
Does it smell like rotting flesh, or is it just a pungent smell?
A little bit of every all the columns above. Like if you filled out just like a that smells horrible smell chart, this would like check them all.
I was informed that he was a bit odd.
That's a nice way of saying stinky.
Mhm.
All right.
Tickling your nose.
So you're sending Gronkum in first?
Naturally.
I mean, I would like to go first.
All right. So you guys go in. And you go into this chamber, and it's covered in different types of mushrooms. It almost looks like it's a little tiny garden for mushrooms that someone's put together. And you see like a little half dwelling built into the side of a wall. Sitting by a fire, you see individual kind of like huddled over with a blanket, just kind of like they have their staff like leaned up against their shoulder. They're not extremely tall, but they're not small by any means.
Hello.
Josh is he kind of like tilts back and looks over his shoulder. Oh, I heard there may be visitors about.
Yes, that would be us. I've been told that you could perhaps help us in our way. And I'll approach with something in my hand.
He kind of like slowly walks up to you. He's gonna make an insight check really quick. Ooh. Okay. He slowly walks up to you as you hand the object and kind of just grabs it. Quickly looks at it and slips it into something down his neck. You bring the lights in here too, or no?
I want to say I would have directed Theris to maybe keep the lights out.
Up to you guys.
I mean, with the exception of Theris and Arbus, everyone else can see just fine in the dark.
Yeah, I'll kind of motion for the others to stay back a bit.
Okay. So we'll say it's the two of you, and everyone else is kind of back with the lights in the tunnel. Gronkum, you look at this individual as he kind of turns around and looks closer. Roll a perception check. Kind of hard to make out his features with the robe. But he's definitely the source of the smell. That's not that hard to pick out. So, you will be traveling east or south?
It's sugar,
East, I
butter,
suppose.
and cream.
Southeast.
Would I know? Yeah,
There's
quick.
no fruit.
He kind of like
Would I
smiles.
know which way to go?
He's like, I'll make it simpler for you, young wizard. Shall we head to safety or shall we head to your destination?
I'll just turn back to the others.
The
Our
bazaar.
is. As opposed to our destination.
Ha! Excellent! And he watches, he kind of starts to like gather some of his things. As you guys kind of sit there, looks like, how many are we?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's excellent. And I
7.
see you travel in mixed company. I hope that's not an issue. As you watch him kind of step and you see a little bit closer to the fire, Gronkum. This individual is a dark elf.
Gronkum growls.
As you growl, you watch as this individual just kind of like floats up instinctively out of defense, like back and like, whoa, 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 whoa. Easy,
Gronkum.
big fella.
I do ask for your trust in this.
It's like, I judge you not for being a half-orc. Gronkum.
Gronkum glares from the.
Before that, one quick thing though. Thing you noticed? This is the first person in this world to ever call you a half-orc. There's no half-orcs on this world.
Yeah, Gronkum would not have caught that.
Fair enough.
So he glares from the dark elf to Leah, back to the dark elf, then to the axe that Leo has recently gifted him.
Mhm.
Lets out a sigh, and nods, and relaxes.
I appreciate it.
He still just kind of like sits like levitating up towards the top of the chamber. I'm just gonna stay up here for a few minutes. Just for a few.
Is there a seat, chair anywhere?
I mean, there's flat stones you could sit on around his fire.
Gronkum leans against a wall or something
He's like,
near the fire.
Your friends can come in too. Please leave the lights outside. Like, we have a fire enough for warmth. The light is tolerable.
Very well. I'll motion for everyone to come in. Cut the lights, please, Theris.
Now, extinguish him.
Yeah, other than the fact this guy really, really, really smells. So far seems okay. He's like, it's actually great timing that you're here too. I've been having a bit of an issue.
Oh?
You see, I was happening through my tunnel the other day and I noticed a small child who was in the tunnel. I followed them and I think they got stuck. However, every time I approach them, they just go further in and get more stuck. I don't know why. I mean, I guess I do know why, but maybe you'll have better luck than I.
You say they were children?
Like, they came
Why would
over
there
here.
Why would there be a child in these tunnels?
I don't know why. I was trying to escort it out. This is no place for a child, and it got stuck down there. And it just,
Gronkum,
he brings you kind of, it's part of his chamber too. He's like, are you still down there? Dark.
Yes.
So Dark,
It
from
should be
where I told
light.
you were before,
Yeah.
you had continued and eventually came to lower tunnels. You wandered around for a bit. You saw a drow, instinctually just ran. You found this little hole that was kind of too small for him to get into. Worked your way back there. And this was only like within the last hour. Not 100% sure. So you're kind of just tucked in there right now. But yeah, you hear him yelling down to you in common.
That's a drow yelling down to me.
Potentially. You hear other voices up there too. You're not 100% sure whose voice is what.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Yeah, then I'll just be quiet down here. I'm just gonna set my my mechanical thing out.
I do believe this
Inquiry.
is your speciality.
How strong of a smell is this guy radiating? Like, is it eye-watering, or is it just like an unpleasant smell in the background?
It's like you don't forget about this. Like, there's not a whole lot of getting used to it.
What do you want me to do? What's my specialty?
Children?
Children.
The wrangling of children?
Oh, yes. We have to find them first.
Oh, they're down the hole.
How big is this hole?
It's not very big. It's only like 2.5 feet wide.
I'm going to send Ben down in there.
Okay. Is Ben currently in the owl?
Yep.
All right, so you just whoo. Ben kind of flops down. Tanya, you see an owl just kind of like stop on the stone above you, just kind of like look at you and turn its head. Ferris, you see a small girl at the bottom of this, probably like 40-foot tunnel.
What kind of girl? What does she look like? Is she human, dark elf, what?
I believe you're human, right?
Yep.
Oh, it's his character.
Oh.
We leave it alone.
Do you have it there with you?
I'm assuming you would allow me to have it.
You never confirmed what you had because they're separate. Oh, no, you did kind of cover. Okay, yeah. So, there's one thing you do know as you approach this little girl. Do you look like your picture? I'm assuming you're human.
Yeah,
girl,
pretty
blonde hair.
Yeah, blonde hair, blue eyes.
As the owl approaches, you watch a mechanical cat jump out from behind the little girl in front of between Ben and her, and it starts like
Have a gun on its back.
Ben, run, Ben, run. But yes, you see a girl and her mechanical cat down there.
We were joking earlier when you posted that picture right when we were talking about that.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it was the best timing ever.
I'll let everyone know, yeah, there's a girl down there about 40 foot. Have some rope.
It's like, well, I could get the girl up, but the girl doesn't seem to want to come up. People aren't very trusting of Drow, unfortunately.
We're here to help you. Please come up. Not the drow.
You're gonna peek around the corner, see who's calling.
Theris says, I'll start the lights. Or, I don't know. What. Can I even see?
You could put some... Yeah, you could... There's fire from where you are. You could summon your lights down in there and it'd be probably fine.
But not directly in her face, but like behind me a bit, and then move them around to where it kind of lights me up. I'm like, it's okay to come
He's
up.
a little bit used to avoiding light. He doesn't 100% live under here. All right, so you go ahead. You now have a clear vision of a human male.
Yeah,
Ferris is just like backlit, looks absolutely divine.
My strong hand.
Yeah. I guess I will come out.
Okay. You watch as she doesn't even need the rope. She just kind of muscles her way up.
Why are you hiding in that hole?
Well, I was originally in a desert and fell down a hole and ended up here. And what do you think you would do if you saw a drow when you're a little kid?
Do I
She
even know what a
still
drow
broke
was
away.
until recently?
You've heard of Drow. So it's not super uncommon. You're not like super well versed. There's not a whole lot of them where you're from. You've heard kind of like the scary stories.
I guess technically I didn't even need to climb up. I could have just flown up.
He watches Ari just like is constantly prestidigitating as you've been in here. The lavender, it's just not working. It's not working. He kind of watches you just like sitting there. He's like, I do apologize. It's a curse and a blessing. He's like, it keeps me safe. However, it also keeps me safe. So you watch as this little girl climbs out with her cat. For you, Gronkum, yeah, it's potentially possible. That's pretty much the story for most people. So you come out of the tunnel and you see before you a high elf, a human, some sort of strange winged creature, some sort of strange orc, a large standing beast. I think I left someone out.
Tanya looks at him with bright eyes. What are you guys?
Oh, and you see the drow too, behind all of them. And you hear Artburst is like, happy to be here. All right.
Tanya's gonna ask what the strange looking people are, since she's never seen them before.
You watch as the dark elf's like, that's a really good question. It's like, well, you see, I am a dark elf, also known as a drow. It's like, this was a half orc. He points over at Gronkum. It's like, I believe it's been a while, but you're a tiefling, yes? Points over at you, Ari.
She seems distracted.
Points over. And then you got your run-of-the-mill, air quotes, vanilla races. You got your elf and you got your human.
I'm just standing, arm crossed, looking very amused.
So,
Well,
you have my attention and my time. So, what's the goal here? We going for speed, safety? I mean, you look like you're capable, but I'm not going to judge.
I do assume speed. How long might it take to get to the other side?
so where Tanya's gonna ask them where they're heading.
Arbor's like the overzealous one. It's like, we're heading to the bazaar, and then somewhere near there.
Mind if I
you'd be familiar enough with the bazaar too, also.
mind if I tag along until we get there?
Arbor's like looks to you guys with the "Can we keep it?" look. It's a shiny new puppy. I don't hear anyone saying no.
I mean, she looks like she can defend herself at least.
Arborist is like, Let's see. He picks up a rock and like slowly throws it at your head. Go ahead and roll a dexterity save. Hold on.
Can I just shoot? Can I just shoot a firebolt by his head?
It like hits you, and then you're just like, ah! And
That was productive.
you watch as do you hold out the little wooden gun to do it?
Hell yeah!
You watch as the child draws out this little wooden strange weapon and points it at Airbus, and he's like, "Uh-oh, I'm in trouble now." And then you watch as a firebolt shoots out of it. He's like, "Ah!" Doesn't hit him, but it hits the ceiling above him.
I like her. She's got spunk.
I'm gonna go up and shake his hand and say, no worries.
So,
I'm gonna crush it a little bit too.
fair enough. As you guys kind of like begin getting ready to go, the chamber starts to kind of get darker. The light source is just kind of dim slightly.
Yeah, I'll cast light on my cat.
No effect. It's like barely visible, and then you just hear in the corner, "Caw! Caw!" And you see like this ugly looking bird just sitting there looking at you guys.
Do we have any idea what it is?
You and me don't.
That's true. That is true. You watch as it kind of like ruffles its feathers and kind of like slowly grows until you see standing before you like a 5'9" hunched over bird creature. And it kind of slunches. Ah, Grongo, my friend. And kind of like extends an arm out towards Gronkum.
By the way, no doubt. Does this bird creature look like a rock?
Nope.
No?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I missed that. What?
The bird guy's here. He motions for you to come over. He goes,
I walk over.
my magic has told me us a great many things. We see that your will has been done. The pixies are no more. As promised. Were you able to collect her body?
We were
She kind of like slowly, or he say, no? Unfortunate. You see, the importance of the body, Gronkum, is that's the regent of the spell to remove your arm.
yeah.
Without a powerful Fey being, there's no way we could remove it.
What the should have made the first place.
What's that?
The creature that made the arm in the first place.
I mean, I don't know. Are they a powerful Fey being?
They made the arm.
That doesn't necessarily make them super powerful, but if you had such a creature, potentially.
It kind of lives in the arm.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage. That showed a nat 20 on my screen.
Mine
Lies.
too.
It's all good. He looks over to you. Very well. As agreed, then. And you watch as he kind of like begins to pull out some materials. The drow kind of like leans into you with a, what the hell is that?
These are strange people. I tend to just go with it.
So let me get this straight. The little girl's fine with the creepy bird man, but not the stinky drow. Got it.
The little girl's standing back.
I'll just give him a pat on the shoulder.
Actually, does the little girl notice his Gunkum's hand?
His arm?
Yeah, is his hand mechanical or something?
His whole arm is metal, yeah. Well, it looks metal, but it's also organic. Like you wouldn't have seen it at all. It just looks like metal plates, but it looks mechanical to you. You watch as like he exposes it, and you watch the bird creature like begin drawing runes on it. The creature looks over to you, Grunk, like, don't forget, the arm belongs to us once you're done. I know you would never cross me anyways. That would upset Baby Rock very badly. And just smiles.
Well, your name.
And just looks you dead on in the eyes one last time, like, are you sure you want to part with it? It's a very strong arm.
It's killing me.
Alright. You just watch as like she commences the spell. The sound you hear for about the next 15 minutes as it takes for this ritual to complete. I would equate it to like boiling a lobster alive as you hear these screams coming from the inside of the arm.
That's not good.
After 15 minutes, though, Jonathan, you feel a little dizzy. You sit down through this process, and then slowly, all of a sudden, it almost feels like, you know, when you lose a tooth, how it kind of like peels up slowly. You just feel the arm slowly like rip from the skin and detach and fall away from your body. And it's just kind of like sizzling on the ground. You're lightheaded, but you feel lighter. Your breath feels light for the first time in quite some time. It then looks at you, and it does an incantation, and you watch as your arm slowly grows back. You once again have your standard arm. And then it just kind of looks and smiles, if it could smile, and then looks at your surroundings. I'm not even gonna ask.
Rockham just shrugs.
Group of people far from home, with no way to go home.
You gonna get some into
I am aware of such magics, yes.
for you to share?
kind of looks over at you. Such information is very valuable. But since I've made the trip, the bird shoots a glare at you, Tanya, and just like puts it into this little box that it brought with it and like closes the lid shut and just kind of glares at you.
Just see,
It belongs to us now.
just see disappointment in Tanya's eyes.
She just want to play with R. It feels weird to have your arm back too, Grunkum. It's like the first time you've had feeling in this thing in a long time.
Yeah, Grunkum's slowly flexing and closing and opening a fist and moving your arm and up and down and just around while speaking.
So you watch as he goes ahead and he gives you a scroll. Because you will need these components. It looks like, from the basic notes he gives you on what it is, there's a few parts of this spell that you need to prepare. Those parts, where did that book go? There it is.
Would wave. Grunkum would wave Leah Ferris over so he can listen and look also.
Take a look.
So to complete the undetectable interplanar transport, you need a couple of things. You're going to need some additional knowledge too. It does allude to where some knowledge could be obtained. But essentially, from the notes that are available, the tomb that contains this spell was split into 3 parts. Beyond the 3 parts, there are additional spell components that are needed. It looks like in total, there are about 7 components needed to complete this ritual. There's not a lot of information on where 2 of the tomes are, but there is one noted on his list that it is kept in Eriaden. This city you're familiar with, it's the home of the Eredites. It is currently hidden. It was thought that they maybe teleported it away or made it invisible. So the only people who are currently able to access it are those who are from there or are very familiar with how to teleport there. Other than that, you don't really know, but you could probably get information from that location or any number of different places. There is a cauldron that is needed called the Cauldron of Containment. You're not going to like this.
Fish, Tasha.
Nope, not that cauldron. This is a much older cauldron. There is a noted location near to it that basically has like lava storm ? I know, all the way back the other way. One, it doesn't specifically say a location, it's just a thing. A beholder eye.
It'd be
So,
I
challenging.
think a couple of you, probably Leah and Ferris minimum, would cringe at the mention of that, and probably Gronkum too.
so this spell was in the eye of the beholder.
As well as the Wand of Opening, no location known. The last thing that is listed, other than the other 2 tombs that you have no location on, are Tears of Sean. The only thing noted next to it is Halas. You're familiar with this location for you and Airbus. And for some reason, Theris is kind of slightly familiar with this location. He's not 100% sure why. This is one of the northern cities of the continent that you're currently on, which is the capital city of the barbarians, which is like a much larger humanoid race. They may even have barbarians grown with them. Way more barbarian than a typical barbarian.
There's no better barbarian than a handful of barbarians.
But it kind of gives you the scroll, and you kind of watch as it kind of waddles off out of the tunnel. And you just watch as it happily holds its box and then kind of like fades into the darkness, and then you no longer hear footsteps. The dark elf kind of looks at you guys like, "Oh, you're not boring."
Alright, I'll wander over and take a look at the paper.
At the dark elf?
Paper.
No, at the page containing the requirements for the spell.
From what you can gather,
think
well, no,
we
I'll
should-
check really quick too. You and Theris both can.
There's still AFK.
Oh yeah. Well, there you go. Theris kind of gets a better feel for it. Basically, from what it looks like, in combination with the spell, these tears are used to essentially form some sort of a magical mirror surface, more or less. And then from kind of the components mixed within the cauldron, the eye then opens a portal through that mirror using the beholder's eye. If it works successfully, from what you see. Birdman's already gone.
Yeah, I'm just aware of that.
Baynor kind of looks to everything. Huh. Can I take a look?
Sure, I don't see why not.
He kind of looks at it. It makes sense, but such expensive components.
I don't doubt that it would work. More at what cost?
Well, and he kind of like looks quickly through. I'm not sure where you're gonna find a beholder eye. Although, nah, I owe favors, but this is a little bit beyond favor. He's like, however, there just happens to be a beholder in a deeper area of these very tunnels. Nowhere near where we should be going, but if you were interested, I could point you in the right direction. And if the price were right, I might even be willing to join. If not, though, I mean, I'm sure there's some record of where you might be able to find other ones. Caution, though, this one's a bit strange in the head.
I mean, if we could get that beholder, that would be excellent. I fear that we don't have much time.
Like the Tears of Ashan, you could buy those. You could actually probably buy those at Freeport. I mean, they're pricey, but you could buy them. Wand of Opening.
Out of character now, Bill. What are the requirements for the other spell we had? Or have?
Oh, the Dragon Scroll? This is the one that has all the dragons wrapped around it? The silver one?
Yeah. Yeah.
It shows a crown worth 2,500 gold pieces. And it has to be from a dead king.
Mm-hmm.
We had questionable theoretical arguments on whether or not what qualifies one to be a king. Could you be the Burger King? Perhaps you could. The blood of a transdimensional being. smelted rune of platinum, which basically takes 4,000 platinum pieces worth of platinum, or equivalent bars, but that's the value of platinum you need. And you need an enchanted vial. An enchanted vial also is something that can be purchased or made. So there are a couple of easier things on those hit lists, but some of them, especially the information, you're just going to have to do some research, unfortunately.
Do we even know what that spell does?
The one that's in the scroll case?
Yeah.
You know, it's a conjuration of some sort. You know, the outside of the scroll case has got like platinum accents and dragons and things around it, but as far as what it does, you're not 100% sure.
Tanya's going to bring up about.
What was that, Dirk?
I'm now more worried. Why is my head being measured?
Oh, he's gushing.
I was just actually wondering, don't you need something to preserve the eye?
Which eye?
Beholder eye.
Beholder's eye?
Ah, fair point,
Still
too.
in the eye of the beholder.
We possibly have a different way out, but
You definitely, from your guys' experience, you wouldn't necessarily have to be super fresh, but it needs to be intact. You don't want it to be too old.
How important is this package that needs to be recovered? Can we waste some time?
As soon as we can't buy anything in Freeport until we recover it.
Well, I do think that scroll there is our best bet of getting out of this plane.
The scroll is a different spell. Scroll is the conjuration spell. The new scroll.
The new one.
will it break whatever is binding us here?
Hell if I know. So I bet that, though.
Teleportation is one thing, but we have to get free of the binding first.
I do suppose that your bird friend was aware of that?
Airbus also does speak up because he was there too. It's like, the other thing we could always kill the dragon. And he
What
just
dragon?
cowers. It's like the one you guys got bound to.
What kind of dragon was that again?
The ancient red dragon.
I don't know if I want to
Or
mess with that one.
So the only ways that you've kind of seen so far, so you're banished by a wish spell along with a dragon on accident. So quick things, you could kill the dragon, ending the banishment. You could find someone else to cast another wish spell and send you home. Figure out however the hell Deft got home. Same thing, good point that Ari brought up. You're not 100% sure if Deft is actually bound to home or bound here. Deft is just not here. Very good question. So however they did it, and then apparently the spell.
The person who cast the banishment on the dragon, they banished the whole plane, didn't they?
They banished him and his plane along with him. The plane and everything else is more of the afterthought, so it's kind of, a lot of it did go there, like even the physical components of it. You're not physically bound, like you can actually leave Lava Stone. Mm-hmm.
So he should be here, shouldn't he?
Didn't we see the dragon?
Did
At
you
one
see the
point?
dragon? Yeah, you saw it.
Yeah.
You fell with it at one point.
Yeah, so we know it's here, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. King of the Pixie Crowd. Congratulations, son. You've been promoted to King of the
Tanya's gonna look up to him and say, "Wouldn't it be Queen?"
Oh,
Gotta be a
you're the
king.
king.
It's gotta be worth 2,500 gold pieces though, too. Don't forget. You need to put a lot of shinies on that.
Yeah, Ari shakes her head at Gronkham's comment.
Alright, so as you guys sit there, your guide looks at you. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. You may call me Baynor.
Nice to meet you,
My name
Beno.
is Ari. It's a pleasure to be here.
And he just kind of like bows in front of you guys.
Now, take no offense to this, but is there any way to combat the notable aroma?
Baynor just kind of like looks over to you, even though you're being very sweet about it. It's like, well, and he kind of looks at you. You see this smell that I secrete? It may seem unpleasant. Believe me, it took a long time for me to get used to it as well. However,
Is it a defensive mechanism?
this smell is what will keep you safe on this long journey. As the creatures of these tunnels know my scent and know to stay away.
Yep, defensive mechanism. Welcome, non satisfaction.
So he kind of looks, so I believe we were taking the safe route, the quick route? Did you need me to take you to this beholder? I don't recommend, like, you guys look capable, but beholders take a bit of wit. And he kind of looks at Gronkham specifically. He just kind of like rubs his chin a little bit.
I'm witty. I make
And then,
jokes all the time.
and then he looks back at the little girl. I mean, you're a child for crying out loud. And looks back at the girl, looks back at the kid.
I look at him and say, I learned how to fight.
Just
Both my parents were were part of a mercenary company.
I serve at your beck and call. Oh, hold on, one other thing, because someone didn't even notice.
So what do I need to roll to figure out how much those gems are worth that Grockum is using?
Oh god. He's gonna need a lot of time to do this and a lot of dexterity checks. he's gonna have to imagine this one out first. Alright. So you guys
We should
line up, prep up.
go and we should retrieve the package first. Give us some more time to decide how we want to approach things.
Well, getting to the tunnels they all lead to the same exits about. It's just a matter of the time you want to spend, how safe you want to be. I can get you there very quickly, if you can keep the pace. He kind of looks and counts. He's like, however, you are many, and my fastest way, unfortunately, does require a small boat ride. However, I have but one boat, and it is not big enough for all of us. Even in my experience, that is nothing I can do unless you travel with a boat.
Fly.
Well, two of us are polymorph. Gronk and Ori can fly.
We'd be on the water probably a day and a half to keep in mind.
We'll figure something out, I'm sure.
Damn! If only I could just replace my infusions on a rest.
Well, that is the quickest route. There's also the safer routes, the more common traveler paths. They do take a bit more time. They have seen some activity in the past. As things settle in to the more known paths. It's like my preferred path, which is quick, but not for the faint of heart or the loud of foot, and kind of looks at everyone in heavy armor. It's like the traveler paths are very well known. However, there are safe paths through the goblins' territories that the goblins themselves don't use. It's like we could take those paths, and if you chose heading in that direction, there are ways to look in on your beholder. You could gauge the situation for yourself, I suppose.
What's
So,
the difference in time?
like, well, if we travel by boat, we could probably get to your destination in 2 days, maybe 3. If we take the goblin tunnels, we could probably get there in 3, maybe 4. If we take the traveler path, probably about 4, maybe less. It just depends on what we run into.
I vote Goblin.
So, just to confirm, because I have many maps of this. Well, not maps, but maps for me. So you can take the path towards the water path. So you would need some sort of boat or way to swim or etc. to follow everyone else. The more common traveled paths that are more known, or you could travel through the goblins' tunnels in their territories.
And looking on the beholder.
Yeah, the beholder is more towards their tunnels. However, he tells you that he gets you a number of different ways. He does mention specifically that you should avoid some of the main offshoots near the main travelers' tunnels. He says he has seen patrols of drow that have been in there. Not large patrols, but still drow none the least. So there could be some sort of outpost near there. He prefers for speed himself to take the west, but up to you guys.
Sounds like goblin tunnels are our best bet.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of just like kicks it off, you guys. Like, well, I'll never accuse you of being boring. He kind of gathers up. Very well.
Is there any objection to Goblin tunnels? Looking in on the beholder for travel time.
Arbor's kind of just looks at you, Gronk, and seems confident in your confidence.
Sorry.
The goblin tunnels are the fastest way we could realistically go. Looking in on the beholder, there's just something wrong about that weird individual. I don't know if we should trust his magic.
Ari, might I add, to trust him is to trust me. I'm asking for a lot, I know, but
No, the bird.
Yeah,
oh, the
I think,
bird. I thought you said the guy. I thought you said the guy. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Different guy. I got the name mixed up.
I almost did the same thing. Don't worry.
Carry on. Might I add though, I was recommended to stay off the surface for a period of about 5 days.
that's about travel time to where we need to go. Taking the route, right?
Potentially, if you run into any encounters or you have to go slow, or you might find other offshoots or obstacles, you could find a collapsed tunnel. He at least knows the tunnels very well. Leah, you're aware that there's tunnels here, but you've never actually been down in these tunnels. You've never had a guide to take you down here. And it's not a place you probably would go on your own. So yeah, basically, he's the best guide.
How aware of beholders is Ari?
I wouldn't
Deputy
assume
Arcana?
greatly. Roll a history check on this one. See if you even have any true exposure. Not greatly. Like from basically what you've heard a couple of scary stories. More or less, you know him as like the eyeball monster. That's about it, though.
Okay. Does she know enough that would she be aware that they're probably almost? Actually, we've encountered a beholder before, haven't we? The individual who broke Ari free of the gem. I'm not mistaken.
Possibly, but he wasn't a beholder. He was a humanoid-shaped person.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a human. Could be.
Would
a beholder.
she be aware enough to?
You probably wouldn't have known from him.
Know
He
that
doesn't.
they're
He would
almost
not
always evil.
Oh. No, you're not experienced enough to know a whole lot about much beholderish. There's potentially. Actually, there's. Well, an Arcana check real quick. You would have definitely have heard of it, but let's see how familiar you are.
And also, first, do you have any objections to taking the goblin path?
And of course, he rolls a nat 20.
Of course.
He majored in beholders in college.
He got his doctorate in
Let
beholders.
me tell you something about.
So yeah, Theris kind of gives you the rundown of what a beholder is, at least from your world and from the tomes and things he studied. The sound of it sounds even much more horrible than from what you remember. He kind of describes like this anti-magic field and like how neurotic these things are, and it doesn't make you feel very settled in knowing kind of some of the attitudes these things have. But then kind of back to like what Leah said is, or maybe it was Drunkum, I don't remember. If you got to get one regardless, might as well get one if you're passing through. But from what Baynor did mention too, he said this one was a little bit off in the head.
We can at the very least check the situation.
Oh, and also a quick point about my great axe, the +1.
Mhm.
While underground, it knows it. The bearer of the weapon knows the way out to get above ground.
For your +1 axe?
Yeah, the one I dropped in the chat window, and Fantasy Grounds. Because of the runes on it. So even if something happens to the drow, they can still get out.
No, that's just a +1 axe. It doesn't have any runes on it. Sorry, buddy.
It says it on the thing.
It just was on a bad card. It doesn't actually do it. That's actually weird that it puts that on there.
Yeah, because we got that from some person that was a miner or something, I think.
I think it was just a +1 Garrett axe. But Yeah, I'll allow it. Why not? Nearest passageway from underground towards the surface, as well as the approximate depth. Same thing. Okay. So armed with your knowledge, goblins.
Goblins.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. So how many are we in total now? So there's 1, 2, 3. Oh, hold on. Wolfheart's not here. Sorry, Wolfheart. We need our newbie. Okay. 1, 2, 3. We got our hermit. All right.
Is Gronkum still cursed?
No. He is no longer cursed. And then go ahead in the order tab of the party sheet and go ahead and let me clear some people out. Go ahead and put your order in there. And I'll drop some people in. Wow. I need to put a few people in here. We have Leah. Nope, apparently not. Leah. Jonathan. There's Onion. Airbus. Nice. Thank you. William's not here too. Oh yeah, no one ever checked in on him.
It's probably fine.
Sure he is. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were already there, Jonathan. Airbus. Yeah. Kanye. Oh, and Baynor, sorry. I'm just taking it. Baynor. Alright, so you guys are there. Baynor is walking up front. Airbus can't see in the dark. We have the lights up, right?
If need be, yes.
Okay. Alright, everyone but the two of you. Alright. So, since I'm not going to roll these, because I'm going to make Gronkum do it. Gronkum, as you guys have a guide, and you decided to have through Goblin territory, go ahead as you guys begin your first bit of travel. Roll a D100 for me.
Ooh.
Where did it go? There it is. All right. Okay. You guys kind of continue down the path. It's dark, but so far so good. As you do proceed forward, though, you do see what looks like two humanoid figures sitting on a rock with their backs to the party. From where you're going to roll a perception check, Gronkum. You're going to fairy fire him?
No, I clicked it on accident.
Nah. They're not very big. It could be goblins or some other type of like surface, non-surface creature. Baynor kind of leans in and looks at you. Goblins. He just kind of looks at you and points. Like holds up 2 fingers. And like slowly kind of like starts walking around the side.
Or Gronkum can shoot them. That works too.
Which one do you shoot? The one on the left or the one on the right?
The right.
If Gronkum looks like he's about to attack, I'm gonna magic missile the other one.
Okay, so this is what you watch. You watch Gronkum just like pulls up the cross. You're like, ah! And you just like go. You shoot magic missiles off, and you watch as the crossbow bolt hits the one on the right in the back, and it just kind of like falls over, and then pop, 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 pop. The one you're sitting there, and you watch as it kind of like falls back over towards the stone, towards you. Seemingly no movement.
Rocco moves forward with his activity.
I'll cast a little detect magic.
All right, you bring up detect magic. Hold on 1 second. You get an aura emanating from beyond where the 2 goblins were. You can move closer if you want. You guys are probably like 30 feet away, I'd assume, at this point.
Sure.
Rocco moves 40 feet forward.
You move up and forward. You look. These goblins are already dead. Sitting on the ground in front of the goblins, you see 3 other dead bodies. You see 2 of them apparently they're either fighting over something, but their hand are both on the same object. You currently can't see the object, but that is what is emanating the magic aura that you're picking up as you move closer. Banner kind of just like looks at it. Cursed stone.
Is it shiny?
It's super shiny. It looks like a very valuable gemstone, but you don't feel like magically drawn to it. Like, don't do it. A bad omen.
Yeah, I'd advise against picking that up, I think. Perhaps we just carry on.
We could identify it.
You could.
Rocco begins to loot the bodies, taking care not to touch this.
The bodies that are on the ground, they're just skeletons at this point. The 2 goblins that were sitting up, you look through, one of them has like some random meat in his pocket, and the other one has just like a very basic bludgeoning weapon. You gather they don't have a lot of need for gold or anything specific to here, or didn't have any like gemstones on them. However, they found that this gemstone was probably worth taking in. They're probably very happy to find it until they died.
Actually, I asked the party, does anyone have a pearl?
We probably have gems in various
I have a way to I have a way to identify it without actually touching it. It'll just take 10 minutes.
You have a wizard and a clerk. You have like 5 different ways to identify these things.
I
Yeah.
don't identify.
But do you have a way to do it without actually having to touch it yourself?
Some of them, yeah.
Because I was thinking of using the homunculus to touch it, because I can use touch spells through it.
Yeah, Ferris can do it with Ben. I don't think Leah has a familiar.
Nope.
No.
Do what you want to do, you funky little child.
Well, who has a familiar?
It's not a familiar though.
I should be ready.
Super safe.
Yeah, if one of them wants to lend me a pearl, I'll definitely use identifier on the gem.
Yeah, I would assume. I think Ferris has
That was
one
a
too.
misclick.
Yeah, I should add. So I can identify whatever. He just needs to borrow one as long as I.
He just needs to borrow a pearl. He doesn't have one with him.
That's not.
So you go ahead, borrow the pearl. You go ahead and cast it through your cat.
Yep, I'll use it as a ritual to cast it through the cat.
You sit here for a moment and you watch. And from the feeling you get from it, it's just a cursed stone. It is always active.
But do I know what the curse is?
The gist of what you get from it, and you don't get a lot of like any lore or anything from it. This would hurt and probably kill most people just by touching it, and if it didn't kill you outright, it would probably kill you slowly over time.
All right, I'm gonna have the mechanical cat put it in its mouth and carry it.
Okay. As he goes ahead and he touches it and he starts moving with it, you watch as it falls out of his mouth as well as part of his rusted jaw.
Wow, that didn't work. I give Theris its pearl back.
Okay, sec. I got a bio.
I go back. I have my cat come back and I start repairing its jaw.
What am I going to do with him here?
Yeah, I say perhaps we just leave it.
Yeah, I just tell him what it is. That exactly does then.
He's like, leave it to the goblins. All right.
Does anyone have mold stone?
I wonder.
Anyone
Actually,
what?
That spell that lets you move stone like it's merely sand.
I don't think so.
Deft had Mage Hand.
Do I have Mage Hand?
Do you have Mage Hand?
I do have Mage Hand. I don't want to carry this thing. No, it's yucky. I don't want to touch it.
You're going to carry it, Tanya?
no. The cat. It's just in some cloth being carried, and they're carrying the cloth. I'm not carrying it. The cat's gonna try again.
So you're going to have the cat wrap it in a cloth.
I'll push it. It's gonna
with your
push.
cat hands.
It's gonna push it on a cloth, and then it's gonna try and it's gonna basically carry it by the cloth.
Okay. So it's like going to do its kitty best. Roll a d20. Okay. He like kitty biscuits it into the best ball he can. You have him like bite it and pick it up again.
Well, the cloth, not the stone itself.
Like bites onto it and he starts to carry it. And he walks around. So far, so good. And then you watch like king, 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 as the cloth material just kind of like disintegrates away.
All right, I give up. I tried.
Stone shape. Does anybody have the spell stone shape?
You could like stone shape into an arrow. That'd be fun.
Or just bury it in the stone?
What was that, Art?
What did I miss?
They found a rock that makes things die.
If we run into a big bag, we just give him the big baddie. We could have gave him the rock and it dies.
I mean, if you really want to bring it with you, it's not impossible. I just wouldn't get too close.
I don't think that's a good idea. Whoever's carrying it, even like safely, it will kill slowly. Supposedly.
That's why I was using a mechanical cat.
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's just keep going.
Yeah, Tanya gives up on the stone and just goes on.
Gronk, roll another D100 as you guys continue on for a couple more hours.
Does Arborist have stone shape?
He does not have it prepped. If he does, let's see. I mean, he probably has it in general, I would assume. He's a druid. Stone
Do
shape.
we want to bury the gem?
Wall of stone. Mm,
Level 4.
he probably does, but he doesn't have it in his sheet, so I didn't prepare it.
So we're going into tunnels and nobody has it.
He's
Stone.
got Wall of Stone. He's also got Wall of Thorns. He's got lots of walls.
But they're not permanent enough to.
Wall of Stone is permanent enough.
So he could wall that away so nobody else touches it.
If he wants to waste a very expensive spell slot, yeah. He
When
could
did
do
you
it
become a
for,
good person,
uh,
Brandon?
Pull up.
a fifth level
This
slot.
is not Grockum speaking. This is the player speaking. Grockum would just keep moving. But if one member of our party accidentally kicks it because it's just laying in the middle of the floor because somebody's cat decided to drag it all over the place.
What do you do to a rock, Tanya?
Ari,
I find a nice rock. I chip into it, say, touch the rock. Basically, touch this rock, and then I use my ability, magical tinkering, and I put a message on the so when they touch it, it says, "Do not touch the deadly rock behind it." And
So it will only
Yeah.
last as long as you leave that enchantment, though, right? Or until you make another one?
no, I can have up to as many as my intelligence.
But yeah, if you make more, then one of them replaces. It'll last a while.
pull out her vial and conjure up a earth spirit, and then guide or tell the spirit to dig a hole up or basically to bury said gem.
Okay. So you go ahead and conjure an earth spirit. It goes ahead and it does its best, kind of goes beneath it, swirls it, and you watch as it kind of sucks into the ground slowly. Apparently safe from being picked up by random things.
Tanya just looks. Well, I guess that works too.
Boehner kind of looks, he's like, works better on a goblin. Just smiles. All right, so you have your little buddy for.
Shit, I just thought of a way I could have taken it. Damn it! Magic items don't deteriorate, do they?
Depends on the magic item. And what the
Out of character.
effect is.
I can make
character. What we could try and do is, find a way to give the Yavos, the Endless Night, that gem.
my plan was to eventually use it if we run into something bad. It's like use it as an offering, and then it kills the big bad.
That could work really well or really bad.
But the other thing I was thinking, I just realized
If it doesn't kill them.
So I can make any art or any tool I want, and it's magical.
Yeah, but the magic of this versus the magic of yours for your simple stuff, probably not strong enough considering what this is. If it were just a simple, I'm going to shoot it with an electric bolt or something, it'd probably be fine. But this is
you would need
the fuck you magic spell.
What you would need is a bag of holding, but the trick would be getting it out of the bag of holding when you want to give it to someone.
A lead
Did-
box? might
Because
work?
in order to get it out of a bag of holding, you have to reach in and pull it out.
Need a bag of devouring.
So far, it seems to be doing okay under the ground. You don't see like a sinkhole or anything. At least not yet. All right. Do we play with the stone?
Continue on.
All right. Banner continues. Oh, the D100. Hold on. As you guys, you really like rolling around that, don't you?
Nice and low.
I try.
We just find the gem popped up further ahead.
Okay. So hold on. So we're still continuing down the main path. We're here.
Also, whisper to Baynor.
He looks at you. He's like, not that talented.
He nods and continues to follow.
He goes, hey. You seemingly continue forward. It takes time, but generally no major issues.
Question: It's infused for casting for determine your attack spell casting, right?
What was that?
It's usually
For an artificer, yes, it's your intelligence.
Mm-hmm. Unless you have an ability like from a one-off, like a feat or something, it's mostly always intelligence.
I was wondering for the force ballista.
That would be in fact, I think it's intelligence with your higher level skills. I'm not sure. That might be a specific type, but it probably. Oh, for your cannon's attack?
Yeah,
I would assume it's your intelligence. It should say on the table.
I think I got it programmed now.
All right. So you guys continue on forward. You're not exactly sure what time of day it is. You're not getting a whole lot. But so far, so good. Everybody stuff's like, oh, I forgot. And he goes ahead and he's going to clank his staff down. I think I can cover everybody.
7 people total.
I can do. I think it's just radius. Each creature you choose within 30 feet of you. Yeah, no, as long as everyone's near me, he casts pass without a trace. So you all have.
Can't be tracked except by magical means, and plus 10 to our stealth checks, if I'm not mistaken, in addition to leaving behind no tracks.
Yeah, you just got to be within 30 feet of little druid boy and his staff.
I forgot about
Hey, Dark, you rolled a 5, but that's still a 16 now.
Yay!
All
We
right,
have a
so
map, or is it just
Baynor does kind of look you guys like, he's like, we should try to be quiet from here on out. We're getting close to their territory.
This sure is a long tunnel.
Nice.
Well played.
I forgot I had this.
Finn did that one day on his soundboard. He's like, oh my god. All the things.
It is a lot of fun.
It is.
I guess I should get a voice.
There you are.
I should get a voice changer to be a little girl.
do we have a
Alright.
battle map, or is this? Did I miss it?
Not yet, no. We're still just
Okay,
walking
just
through.
making sure.
You-
Couldn't find the link.
You guys have avoided danger thus far. One more D100, Drunkum. Ooh, kitty.
Bitty.
Okay. As you proceed forward, you find what looks like a single dead goblin. You kind of look around. Roll a perception check. Room looks empty. Looks like he's been dead for a bit of time at least. As you kind of look up, you can see kind of clearly marked what looks like the beginnings of the goblin territories. You can tell from a bunch of skulls on sticks and other fetishes and other things kind of marking the area.
Bronco picks the goblin up by the ankle and shakes him.
You shake the goblin. You see like 2 little silver pieces fall out. And like a little tiny gem that's probably not worth more than 5 copper. But it was pretty.
Welcome leaves it there for the person closest to ground. Pick it up.
I think he's looking at you, kid.
Tanya will gladly pick up the silver.
You pick up 2 silver pieces. Just my 2 cents.
And the gem was 5 copper.
Sure, I'll take the gem.
That's half of the silver.
You gotta start somewhere, Dark. Gotta start somewhere. Alright.
Ever since Steph ran away with all our money, we've been a little low on funds.
You guys are slowly
Everybody
been working your way down. All in all, your first day goes pretty uneventful. Do this some lucky rolls. And probably the god-awful stench of your guide. As you guys go to rest for the evening, what are your resting arrangements? We're currently just... He finds you kind of like a nice offset to the side. And just like looks to you guys as he kind of just leans back against the tunnel and has like a very makeshift pillow he uses.
I can do the tiny hut.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
blend in with the wall a little bit.
Do you invite him into your tiny hut? Or do you leave him
I
outside?
do. I would like to invite him in.
All right. So he goes ahead and joins you guys inside the tiny hut. You can have a fire, do whatever. It's not detectable for them. So as you go,
Or we'll find some
pause
place
for the evening.
secluded to kind of rest.
Okay.
Setting up our bedroll.
Anyone want to blow any type of higher level spells or magic before we rest for the evening or begin taking ships? Probably we'll do that next session, but more so if you guys want to do any of your divination type things or scrying on your messages.
Might as well throw a major arrow on myself before rest.
Not a bad thing. The only person that I'm aware of that you haven't spoken to recently would be William and Max.
Yeah, Theros, want to send some messages?
If you need me to.
Who has sending?
I don't know these people.
William had sending previously. I don't think Theros has sending, do you?
No?
Yeah, but I don't have it memorized.
Yeah.
I've got it prepared, but I don't know anyone.
It just depends if you guys are trying to communicate with. Well, it depends if you're trying to scry on someone or if you're trying to send them a message. You could also scry potentially on someone if you got enough information and then send them a message, but that's a very long way to get someone a message.
So how do you?
Go ahead.
So how do you type into chat like that so it looks like it's doing something instead of a chat bubble?
Hold control.
There's a drop
Yeah.
down, you pick the
Hold
language.
control, it'll be act. If you hold alt, it'll be out of character.
Oh, that's cool.
Or you can use flash action, flash OOC, slash whatever. And to speak in character with the chat bubbles, just hit the drop down menu where the little bubble is above the chat bar. And gives you all your languages, or leave it blank for out of character too. That's what I do. And put in empowerment for anything character thing.
I'm just running a finger around my scrying orb, looking towards Ari with a smile and a raised eyebrow.
Does she notice? Probably not. She's probably just set up her bedroll somewhere out of the dome. And it's probably curled up.
So, because that guy is with us, does the dome smell now too?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't believe you can make the dome smell. You can make it feel pleasant, but you can't make it smell pleasant. I'm pretty.
Can we prevent smells from coming in?
So, have you ever seen where they take the charcoal and put it in the thing and put it over their face to deal with smell?
You have charcoal.
That's actually what Ari.
No, I'm actually. Remember one of my because I can make item emit a smell. So that's why I said I find a couple small rocks.
Oh, that's not
So
the
we
worst
have,
part, though. Ari's been trying that with potpourri prestidigitation the whole time. It's just his whole body like spews the smell out. Actually, very interesting point because you're a little kid and you'd find this interesting. Go ahead and roll an investigation check as you kind of just like look at the smelly man.
That was intimidation.
He's got like a fine layer of like an oily, slimy substance on his skin.
Okay.
Which you gather is probably what the smell comes from.
So the rock smelling of flowers doesn't help at all.
Within close proximity, like if you put it like under your nose, it helps.
Yeah, that's the point of the you put it.
You still get the smell. It kind of like you get a little bit of it every so often, but it helps a little bit.
It doesn't make it bearable.
I mean, it all depends on your tolerance. It's it is what it is. That's all it is.
Who does not have rations in their inventory?
I do not.
Arborist at this point would be like, up. He's allowing me. I prepared a fine meal, and he puts down a little good berry in front of everybody. Now, don't eat it all at once. And he just.
I pull out pocket jerky.
He just kind of looks at you. Like, now, little girl, eat your fruit. I'll help you grow big and strong like me.
Welcome snorts in derision.
I look at him as like, you want to arm wrestle?
Uh-oh.
I do.
Oh,
Arbor's just kind of slowly.
No, I'm looking at
you say it. Doesn't matter. The minute you say it, Arbor slowly looks over in Grunkum's direction, like, oh. Grunkum's just like, arm wrestle?
Sure, I'll arm wrestle Grunkum.
All right.
dang. Gronko.
Oh, you watch this little girl is pressing on you, Gronk. She's very strong for a kid. Go ahead. Both you go again. That's not that great. He can do better than that.
Yeah, that's like 2. As long as I roll a 2 or better, I beat it. For 3 or better.
All right, you move back to center. That's not bad.
Oh,
Gronko.
Back in on you.
Hold up, I need to change my dice color.
There you go. That's totally what the problem is right now. I understand.
Mhm.
Not bad. 21. Decent. That's better.
Ooh.
Back to center. Ooh. Oh,
There he is.
he moves forward too. You're almost dropped down, little girl. Go ahead and roll one more. Oh no. Grunkle cares not that you're a small child.
So I'm gonna look over. I was like, "So what was that about growing up big and strong?"
And he just kind of looks over at you. But you lost.
Well, if you would like to, if you would like to give it a try, I'll let you.
He's like, I'm more of the scholar of the group. He just kind of like smiles.
I'll take off my.
Core, you wrestled.
Only
Look.
my T-Rex one.
I'll take off my gauntlets. I'll even give you a better chance.
Children scare him regardless, don't worry. So as you guys have your arm wrestling competition, did you want to blow any spells or cast any magic, any divination? I don't think you need to heal. I think everyone's pretty much healed at this point.
I'm not sure if there's anything I want to check.
Airbus will pop some more good berries.
Oh, that's a good. How long does I gotta find out how long does the temporary HP last?
Oh, from good berry? I don't think it'll last through the night, but let me double check.
No, I'm talking about my cannon.
Oh.
It doesn't say. It doesn't have a time limit.
Then it lasts until long rest. Temporary hit points always. If it does not specify, it lasts until long rest.
Which
Fine.
cannon?
I'm gonna create a protector cannon.
Okay.
And I'll just put it down since it doesn't cost anything.
And you put it on your familiar?
Yeah, I'll put on the familiar.
Okay.
Yeah, instead of it, I'll put on the familiar and have it walk around.
Yeah, the cat walks around slower, but it walks around with the little beacon on it. Looks kind of cool. No one's hurt, so it doesn't really do anything at the moment.
No, it doesn't heal.
Your protector beacon?
No, it gets temporary hit points.
Oh yeah, well, it makes them shiny. There you go. Ooh, you feel invigorated. Yeah, that's all it for now. It probably won't travel well with you, but it's cool to show them.
Oh, it's just in case something happens in the middle of the night.
Sure. So you have that set. I don't think Airbus seems to do anything.
Oh no, Bill! I just realized if we had Scarred on Death right now, where he would be.
Oh, I know. That's why I was waiting to see if you guys were going to do it or not. Not saying you should do it at all.
So everyone had
to do it. I'm definitely not nodding my head yes as I say don't do it.
Don't Scry on Death tonight.
It just depends on what time it is. It just depends on what time it is.
I mean,
you just may be getting stabbed instead.
Okay.
Well, then the good question would be too: how enthusiastic would you be about spying on the person who made you blind?
yeah. I mean, it went away.
I was gonna say it came back eventually.
It makes Ari happy.
It's up to you guys. You could totally do it. Plus, let's see, because you had the nightmare, then you did it. I mean, yeah, there's nothing that's been like specifically super crazy, but you did also have that thing happen in your world too. So,
Yeah, I'm not gonna push it unless Ari asks.
However, one thing you do notice is you guys are kind of resting, and you may or may not still be up. But yeah. And Boehner kind of notices, I'm sure some of you may. Your crystal ball is glowing.
Odd. take a look.
It's just like blue light.
Very odd indeed. I try and figure out what it is. I'll take a closer look.
Lit up blue.
Just blue, nothing else?
Just like a
see
light
it.
blue light. Mm-mm. Roll an Arcana check. Ooh.
Oh.
Good roll.
Let me double check this real quick. Where did it go? There it is. You get the feeling whatever's going on with your stone, being within your own field might be messing with it. But you're getting something strong enough that it's lighting up your orb at least.
I'll walk out of the tiny hut.
Okay. So as you walk out of the tiny hut, the light kind of like begins to dim and you like see a face start to form in it. It's a girl.
If anyone's still awake, I'll kind of motion them over so they can get a look.
I don't know who would still be awake at this point. It's probably like 2 hours after maybe your typical people would go to rest. I'm sure there may be someone up doing. You get that. Banor's up. I have to actually look at my OneNote and see.
I'm gonna poke Theris awake if he's sleeping. This seems like a Theris thing.
Yes.
A moment, if you will. I'm getting something a little strange here.
What is it?
Just
You
show
kind
me
of
your.
watch as she shows you. She has her crystal ball outside, and as you look, you see a face kind of sitting in it. It's not saying anything or doing anything at the moment, but it is a white tiefling with blue hair.
Do I know this person?
I don't believe you actually ever met this person.
A friend of yours?
Not that I recognize. I'm gonna attempt to scry on this figure.
Okay. So as you kind of sit there and you go and you attempt to scry, you like mention it, it just like looks up from the orb in your direction.
Hello?
Hello?
You seem to be in my crystal ball. Did you need something?
How did I get in here?
This is a very good question. How did you?
I don't know. And you see just kind of like a hand like moving around. Where is here?
Like I said, you're in my crystal ball. Who are you?
Hold on, and you just watch the head disappears.
I just look up very bewildered at theirs.
A minute later, the light cuts out. Do you want to scry?
What was that? Yeah, sure. I'm curious now.
Okay, roll a d100.
Okay. Ooh, that's pretty high.
You go ahead. You kind of get a quick fleeting image. You see this tiefling kind of running through these corridors, just like slowly. After a quick minute, she runs up to a blue tiefling with black hair, and seems to like trying to be explaining something to him like very quickly. And then you see them run back the other direction. And they kind of like stop short of the door, and then your vision cuts out for your scrying and the time it takes you to go there and back.
Odd. Very odd. Probably just a wrong number. Sorry for waking you.
So you had their stuff. I don't think the only person who met them. Actually, Gronkum. Did you ask Gronkum?
Is Gronkum sleeping?
Gronkum is very asleep.
Yeah. So Gronkum was the only person who actually met these two individuals, I believe.
I can mention them in the morning.
They're the only other tieflings we've had that haven't been in the party. Other than some people from the West East team.
Mm-hmm.
There were two tieflings on one other team. A
Interesting.
white one and a blue one.
Interesting.
Yeah, we'll pause here for tonight because it's like 12:46 in the morning.
Sounds good.
Good game, everybody.
Good game.
I didn't even get to use any of my green monsters.
It was very peaceful. It's a nice change of pace.
Nothing bad happened. Well, nothing horribly
Calm before
bad.
the storm.
You found a child. That's your real curse.
We found a child.
You got an 11-year-old
We have to deal with the child.
An 11-year-old in the Underdark? Good luck.
Don't worry. I give her probably, what, maybe 10, 15 sessions before someone's abducted her?
We don't do well with children.
With the way this group is with children, we'll see.
I don't know. You guys left a stone behind. I was impressed. I was kind of curious how long you'd play with it for. It's a good, probably good thing you left it in the ground.
If I could have thought of a good way to bring it with, I would have.
Hey, it's not that far from your current location. Only a couple hours. You could always note it down and come back later. Wouldn't recommend it though. But yeah, so you're just right in the in the entrance of kind of where their territory starts. So you get to go through there, and then Boehner would also kind of explain to you guys basically. There's two paths you kind of go through from here. One which he does not recommend, which is the main way into like where their lands are. There is, however, he says, a much less used path that you could take through that also does cut through a mushroom grove. And beyond the mushroom grove, which is a very large grove, is also partly where your beholder resides. There are a couple of cross tunnels he mentions about. Yeah, so far you have at least a couple of options.
By the way, Daft, I'm pretty sure I'm on to your secret.
Oh, I have no doubts.
I know not what you speak of.
Some stuff changed. There's not really a point in hiding it anymore.
We'll never know. He's so confused. He's very curious about this individual. He still thinks it's like some relative of yours. So long lost uncle.
He may never know.
You never know. It's okay. Arborist doesn't come from this world, actually. He would not have any clue. He's from this world, but he does not come from this world. All right, everyone. Have a good night. I will talk to you all later.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, that was awesome.
Very awesome.
Have a nice night.
I'm gonna have to like find a
I need-
voice changer.
Yeah, me too. So I can do my robot
fun.
voice.
It's really easy to download. It's just a Discord mod. It's
Really?
it's called Voice Mod.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Anyway,
For-
night guys.
Good night.
Where do you go to download it?
She left.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh, well.
I'm searching right now.